Hello children, good morning to everyone. Today we are going to see about a new lesson in economics, understanding development, with the divisions, perspectives, measurement and sustainability. What do you mean by development? It refers to the progress of a particular field or a particular person. You know very well, in our day-to-day life, we are about to improve ourselves, inculcate with certain talents or knowledge within ourselves. That is what we call as developing ourselves. Isn't it or not? Yes, that is what is the meaning of development. What do you mean by economic development? This word refers to an economic process of a country. So let us see in detail the different perspectives of economic development. Every human has an ambition or desire of his own to achieve progress in the life. What do you mean by ambition? It's your wish, what you're going to be in future. So this you're going to set as a goal. So when the goal is your aim for the progress, then you call it as development. Now let's move on. What do the different types of people imagine about the development? The people have different views how to develop. One of them say that they have to improve themselves. The other one says growing process in needed direction. So in which part, for an example, as a student you wanted to improve in your subject. So which is the subject you have to improve? So you have to move on to that subject, concentrate and achieve that in a proper way. So same way, the next person says that we have to move on forward in that direction. Moving forward in that sense, you have to develop step by step. The other view is not doing the same mistake twice. If you say that I have committed a mistake, that should not be done again. And our aim to achieve the goal should be the part of daily life. We should not just forget that. And it should follow in advance. Nowadays we have a different way of technologies and modern techniques. So we have to move towards the development in advance. Also grow with that development. Never end our process. We have to better ourselves in betterment, to move for the betterment of life. Also freedom to grow in such a route of development. Thus we achieve the progress. Have you got it, children? So if here one of it's your aim, please move on to that and develop yourself for your future career. Now for your better understanding about the development. This development refers to improvement in quality of life, isn't it or not? Yes, which paves the way to higher income, better education, good health, and we have to reduce the poverty and also more equal opportunity. The term economic development refers to overall growth of all sectors of the economy by adoption of new technologies. Also, it improves the living standard of the people as well as the status of the country. So, now you have to understand, if a person, if a single citizen were able to develop himself, he can able to develop the society, and also in future the nation develops. Okay children, so set your mind in a path of development. What were the indicators in economic development? The first one is net national product. That is, in short form we call it as NNP. The next is per capita income, PCI. You can just notice the first letter have been come into the short form. Purchasing power parity, triple P. Human Development Index, HDI. Well, we'll move on to the first one. Net national product. You have an abbreviation asking for all these four abbreviations. Okay, the first one is NNP. What is NNP or expand NNP? NNP is net national product, which is otherwise called as true measure of national output, or also called as national income. So, to study about the national income, we have to know the true measure of national outcome, that is the national way of finance. Well, what do you mean by income? It's a most important factor for measuring country's development. Without the income, a person cannot able to survive in the nation. Without the money, because for everything we hardly need money. Even as a children, you know very well you need a pocket money, isn't it or not? Yes. Now just analyze for a family. Income is very much important. The same way the nation's development also. The money is the most important factor. That is the income. When you say that it's a developed country, they were with more income. Their higher income is beyond their limit. But for the developing country, they have only less income. They were about to raise their income. That is why it's called as developing country. But dear children, the economy of the nation's development is not only with the income. Because when it has been considered with the other country, they hardly differs with the population. So the income alone cannot predict the development. That's why we hardly have to know about the per capita income. Comparing the two countries, the income alone never speaks. Okay, now we enter into what is per capita income. The average income is calculated by the total population. So, with the population, the income should be calculated. That is, we have an equation, average income is equal to nation's income divided by total population. Okay? Also, this per capita income is not calculated by their own currencies, their nation's currency. Per capita income is always calculated with US dollars. Sorry, in US dollars. Have you got it? Now we'll move on to what do the World Bank says about per capita income. According to the World Bank report, new income measurement of countries are classified below. See, you can look into this chart. The low income, that is per capita income, is less than 1,005 US dollars. So what's that the countries, the developing countries have to be done? They have to improve the per capita income. Can you able to understand, children? Per capita income is a person, an individual person's income. So when we are in a developing country, per person's income should be increased. So we have to have a higher opportunity in the employment. Okay. So this is what is the chart says, and the high income is greater than 12,235 US dollars. So we'll have Japan as a highest income, and developed country, the topmost, is in the first in the list. Now this is the time to know about what is GDP. That is gross domestic product. The goods and services produced within the geographic boundaries of a country during a specified period of time. That is, normally it is 1 year. So what all the goods, the products or the services have been given to the country that has been converted into economy is known as gross domestic product. The short form is GDP. Okay. We'll see about PPP, purchasing power parity. Number of units of country's currency required to buy same value of goods and services in domestic market, that is in our own country. That is why I have told you about the gross domestic product. So when you are about to buy some goods or services for the own purpose, for your own individual purpose, that has to be calculated with the US dollars. As I have told earlier in the previous thing, per capita income, that has been calculated with US dollar. So whatever you are about to buy also have to be calculated in US dollar. Then only you can be able to estimate the amount of exchange between the countries. You cannot say that it's our own money, why we wanted to compare with US dollars. This is what is international economy. Have you got it, children? Well. So this purchasing power parity, we can have it in largest economic terms. Which country comes first? China has pushed US down and it has come first in this purchasing power. You know very well, China have been introduced or entered into different countries to have their products to be sold and got the first place. So according to PPP, China comes first in the largest economic terms, and the next country is US, and the third country is India. Still we have to develop. Yes, we'll recall this again. GDP, the total goods and services produced within the geographic boundaries of a country during a specified period of time, normally a year of, normally a year is known as gross domestic product, GDP. Human development. The fourth one we are going to see is human development. So for an economic growth of condition for a nation, we hardly need human development. What's that human development? This human development refers to the collective ability of human resources. The progress of the nation is with the human resources. So what do this human development index refers to? It refers to all-round development of a people. So sure that when the people increases their knowledge, their education, their training, sure the country is going to be the topmost and will be called as a developed country. What do you mean by human resource development? A person's physical and mental ability. You cannot say that I am good enough in my physical body. No, you have to be physically and mentally an able person. Then only you have been considered as a resources. Nowadays, you know very well, in those days we call the resources only with the minerals and the raw materials. But now, the human is also considered as resources, because without the human skill, the production cannot be improved or increased. Have you got it? That's why in economic development we learn about human resources. Well, a person's physical and mental ability through education, healthcare, training, that results in high rate of returns. What's the meaning of returns? The output, the economic growth of the nation. So just the investment in the people is not a mere waste. Have you got it? So when a baby is about to born, it should be healthy, in a good health, in a mind and body, or else it's not suited for the country's development. That's why we have to take care from the mother's womb. So the baby have to be given or nurtured with nutritious food. Thus, Human Development Index denotes the all-round development of the people in a society. Okay, now we'll see what do the economists believes in. What do they believe in the economic growth of the nation? The rate of economic growth of the nation could be increased only by the increasing investment in physical capital. But they have to realize over a time of investment in human capital also. So this is the time when a nation have to be developed, the people have to be developed physically and mentally. We'll end today's session with this and move on to homework. Before that, the Ministry of Human Resource Development is responsible for the development of human resources in India. The headquarters is in New Delhi, that we call it as Shastri Bhavan. What is HDI? The Human Development Index. From the birth. Next, the education, the higher way of literacy, and also the standard of living with good health, with sound body and soul. Okay, children? Well, today's homework, we have 7 questions. Need not worry about that. Before that, you take your book and mark the answers. The first answer is development. It's in page 285. Mark the first paragraph, 5 lines. The second question, indicators of economic development. It's in page 286, the very first paragraph fully. The third question, NNP, Net National Product. It's in the same page with the second paragraph fully. Human resources, 287, with the human development, first paragraph fully. And you know very well the expansion of all these 4 terms, NNP, PCI, PPP and HDI. Solar power, it's very easy and simple. Since we have 3 paragraphs left over, I have taken this. I didn't teach you, but I'll teach you later in the next session. It's very simple. Take page 289, the first paragraph, 4 lines. I'll read the lines. Solar power is the conversion of energy from sunlight into electricity, either directly using photovoltaic cells or indirectly using concentrated solar power. That's all. 7th answer is in page 288. We have renewable resources and non-renewable resources, and this is also I need not want to teach you because you are familiar with this renewable and non-renewable, but sure I'll teach you in the next session. Now just read the answer. Renewable resources or replenished resources. Replenished means we can get it again and again. The next point, these are pollution free and environmental friendly. These resources take a short time for renewal. We have an example over there, and non-renewable resources are non-replenish resources. Replenish in the sense we cannot able to get it immediately or again and again. You just strike out that which and write it. So your next point starts like this. It pollutes and damages the environment. Third point is millions of years are needed for the formation of these resources. Over here you have some of the examples. So learn everything.